Now we're talking hair loss, something that will affect over half of all the women in the UK. And joining us now is trichologist Claire Fullam, alongside one of our Change and Check choir members, Charlotte Kitteridge. Good morning, ladies. It's so good to have you both here. It's such a big talking point, I think, for so many people. Like we say, so many women particularly are going to suffer with this. And we all want to know what is causing it.
An abundance of things, Christine. So it could be menopause, it could be after baby, it could be after treatment, illness, PCOS, endometriosis, blood loss in general, or like something as simple as a cough or a cold, you know?
Really?
So it's really like whenever your body's under pressure, you might lose some hair. So it's a minefield, to be honest, you know?
So it is actually, it's quite normal, but it's when it starts to really affect you that we come to people like you and we want answers, of course. And Charlotte, this was sort of your issue to a certain extent, wasn't it? But you actually suffered hair loss before your cancer diagnosis.
Yes, yeah. So back in 2018-19, I noticed sort of blocks of hair at the back of my head were coming out, the size of like 50 pence pieces. And I was getting a receding hairline as well, which I just didn't know what it was. Was it dandruff? Was it an infection? There was a lot going on at the time. My wife was going through breast cancer treatment. Work was quite stressful. There was a lot going on. And also it was perimenopausal. So I think it was just like a perfect storm of stress, really, that kind of came out with my hair.
Yeah, exactly. And that you will recognise so many elements of that, I'm sure.
So many elements, you know? Like, I think, like, even before, like that, when your wife is going through treatment, you're under so much pressure and stress, you're trying to keep the lid on, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then you're going through your own treatment as well. So all of that, you know, will absolutely lead to the body kind of, you know, deprioritising the hair. And it's fascinating the way the body does it. It's incredible, really, that your body is trying to look after us, but in such a cruel way, almost, as well.
Exactly. I know you're going to have a look at Charlotte's. You've got your special device
over here now.
Because the problem for me is really, we can all talk about stress and it's stress, but sadly, I mean, if we could all, you know, wave away our stress, we would. So it's not that easy to try and contain the stress and therefore make ourselves healthy. It's, if you've a look on your life, it's a tough thing to try to fix overnight.
It is. And when people say stop stressing, you're going to stress more.
That's it, exactly.
So it's a difficult one to manage 100%, you know. Will we have a look at Charlotte's scalp?
Yes, please do, yes. What are we looking at and for here, Claire?
So, I suppose Charlotte kind of complained that her, you know, especially around her hairline is, you know, a little bit receding. When I go into Charlotte's scalp, this is like a forest trail, this is what I would say, you know. So I'm looking along the path of the forest trail and I'm making sure there's more density on either side, because if you come off a forest trail, you're going to see, you know, more bushes, more trees, and I can, which is great. I can definitely see around the hairline, it's finer. Can you see that?
Yes.
So it's a little bit finer, really normal. The hairline is way more vulnerable than the rest of your hair because makeup, skincare, pulling your hair back, you know. So I can see that. Also, I can see that Charlotte has a couple of little greys and white hairs within there. You know, grey and white hair has no pigment left, so it's 50% smaller. So a lot of women will come to me and say, Claire, my hair was out here in my 30s, 40s, 50s. I'm losing hair. You could be losing a little bit of hair, but you've lost pigment, so therefore you've lost volume. Does that make some sense?
Okay, yes, of course.
But I'm pleased to say, Charlie, you have a gorgeous scalp.
Thank you very much. I'm having a good
Beautiful
hair day.
scalp, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And the scalp, the health of the scalp is actually really crucial, isn't it?
Really crucial. Yes, really crucial. A lot of people, especially women, will spend a lot of money on their hair, right? But hair care is like makeup. Scalp care is like skin care. So you have the ability to change the hair through the scalp, you know? So as we get older as well, with perimenopause and all of the stuff, the stress that goes on within our lives, it's really important for people to spend a little bit more time and money and effort on scalp care rather than hair care.
And what does that mean exactly? What do we do then?
Yeah, like exfoliation would be a big deal. Right. So exfoliating your scalp once a week is good, getting into those habits. You know, scalp serums as well, depending on the type, they'd be really good for us too. Energising shampoos, so bringing more blood flow up to the scalp's important as well.
Right, okay. Well, we had so many questions for you today, as you can imagine, Claire, but one is from Marianne in London. My hair has really thinned out since I started going through the menopause. I used to have such thick, glossy hair. Will I ever get my old hair back?
Oh.
So we all want you basically to say, this is the magic potion, take it and it'll all be fine. And it just doesn't exist, sadly.
You know, and it is about setting those habits. Like when I meet people in their 20s and 30s, you know, menopause is in front of all of us, whether we've had children or not, you know. So getting into good habits is really important. When we're going through menopause, your estrogen levels start to drop and your androgens start to rise. And androgens are the male hormones and there's testosterone within there, and some of testosterone will convert to something called DHT. DHT will sit at the foot of your follicle like a bouncer in a club and say, Charlotte, Christine, you're not getting in tonight, right? So all of the gorgeous stuff that's used by the body to grow hair can't get in and facilitate that growth anymore. So that's what happens during menopause. So we slowly start to see the hair, you know, deteriorate and miniaturize, you know? So really important to use products with DHT blocking ingredients within them, you know, or DHT blocking ingredients, adding them to your diet's really, really good for the hair.
And what is that then?
Like DHT, anything anti-inflammatory, really.
Right.
So instead of like, you know, like cutting stuff out of your diet, adding blueberries and pumpkin seeds into your porridge.
Right.
You know, all the stuff we should be doing.
Because I see pumpkin seed oil online all the time now for hair loss as well. So that's another thing, isn't it? Right,
yeah.
Gotcha, okay. Lola from Leicester has said, I had a baby 3 months ago. Since then, my hair seems to be falling out more and more every day. Why am I losing so much and will it grow back?
Poor Lola, and congratulations. I think
absolutely, Lola. That's the thing.
Yeah,
exactly. She's already worrying about that.
I know, yeah. Like, and you know, like again, we don't grow. A lot of pregnant women will report the best hair of their lives during pregnancy, and it's not that we grow more hair. It's just that we don't lose as much hair. So everything swells in pregnancy, doesn't it? Your belly, your boobs, so do your hair bulbs. So they swell up nice and gorgeous. So it's actually really difficult for those to get out of your scalp. So when baby comes along, about 3 to 6 months after, you will start to see a shed in the hair, and not every woman. And not every pregnancy either. So I really don't want people to worry about that. And it's really just the hair that you haven't lost during those 9 months, you know.
A lot of people think, don't touch it or let it do its thing. And actually, that's not the case. You think we should be massaging our heads really every day.
Yeah. So like getting into like not being afraid to touch your scalp. When there's something wrong with any part of the body, and you'll know this, Charlotte, as well, even when you're ill, you're almost afraid of that area.
Yeah.
You're afraid of touching it. You're afraid of washing your scalp and your hair. But that can really lead to detrimental effects on the scalp and the hair. So don't be afraid, you know, get your fingers up, clean fingers, please. Get your fingers up there and really massage that area and kind of bring as much blood flow up to that area as possible. Get in there.
And you're in a good place now then,
yeah,
Charlotte? Yeah,
really,
and you're feeling good
really
and you're feeling better about your hair. Your hair looks really thick.
Thank you very much.
Gorgeous.
I was a bit shy about coming on this morning because my hair is in a good condition, but I thought it was really important to come on today and talk about it because so many people suffer from all sorts of life events and stresses. It's been lovely to come on and meet you and just learn a little bit more about how you can massage your scalp
and give hope to people as well. You know, you can look at Charlotte's beautiful hair, you know, so you can grow your hair back.
Thank you. You can. Yeah, exactly that. You'll have to come back again. We've only literally touched the surface there, so we'll have to do this all again. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, and I'm so glad everything's going well for you.
Thank you for inviting me on. Thank you.
Hi there. Thanks for watching our YouTube channel where we upload new videos every single day. You can click here if you're interested in this video or head to the homepage for some more amazing content.